Corruption is a term widely used but often vaguely defined. On the one hand, it stands for obtaining privileges against law or against the rules of some bureaucracy. Many scholars, however, argue that corruption is a broader phenomenon, and that some practices are corrupt yet legal. To aid in better recognizing corruption, researchers have developed various typologies, which differ based on the environment in which corruption occurs, the nature of the transaction, or the motive or purpose behind the corrupt acts. Arnold J. Heidenheimer, a professor of political science at Washington University, categorized corruption into 3 shades: white, gray, and black. In this video, we will explore Heidenheimer's typology of corruption. The first category, white corruption, includes corrupt activities that neither the elite nor masses consider the behavior as corrupt and would not support punishment for its occurrence. For example, when applying for a bank loan, people often slightly inflate the value of their assets to meet the bank's requirements. For instance, if someone's car is worth $3,800, they might write $4,200 instead. While this is technically dishonest, people often justify it as a minor exaggeration rather than outright fraud. Whether these acts are legal or illegal, moral or immoral, white corruption includes those activities neither the elite nor masses want to see punished. The second category, gray corruption, includes acts that some segment of the society, usually the elite, want to see condemned while others do not. These acts exist in a gray moral or legal area, and the public opinion is ambiguous on these acts at best. Whether these acts are considered corrupt depends on context, scale, and public perception. For example, if you work as a government clerk and print 10 pages of your daughter's school report using the office printer, it's generally seen as a minor personal use of resources and not considered corruption. However, if you regularly print large volumes of personal documents, or worse, use government printers to produce 10,000 flyers for your private business, it becomes a clear case of resource abuse and corruption. But where do you draw the line? Is printing 50 pages acceptable? What about 500? Public opinion on such acts is often ambiguous, with no clear consensus on when minor personal use crosses into unethical behavior. The third category, black corruption, includes acts that are clearly illegal and immoral with no social justification and is widely condemned. For example, a contractor bribing officials to secure a government contract, or a public official embezzling funds intended for infrastructure projects and diverting them into personal accounts. This last category also includes shadow politics, which includes political activities that go beyond socially acceptable or legally permissible informal agreements and are purposefully concealed from the public. For example, a government privatizes a state-owned utility company, claiming it is in the public interest. However, in secret, the sale is arranged at a fraction of its market value to a business owned by a political ally, an act that is clearly illegal, immoral, and considered corrupt by both the elite and the masses. To summarize, white corruption signifies that neither the elite nor masses consider the behavior as corrupt and would not support punishment for its occurrence. Gray corruption entails some elements, usually the elite, that may want to see a behavior punished while others do not, and with the majority of both the elite and masses ambivalent to the behavior. Black corruption indicates that both the elite and masses condemn the behavior and demand that it be punished. Heidenheimer's typology of corruption is just one of many. Other classifications include petty versus grand corruption, supply versus demand corruption, public versus private corruption, opportunistic versus systemic corruption, and administrative versus political corruption. Whether it's white, gray, or black, corruption can lead to weakened institutions and increased inequality in our societies. Check out our video on how corruption spreads to learn how even petty forms of corruption can pave the way for grand corruption.